I suggest you study this.
The views and opinions expressed on the Faygoluvers Podcast do not necessarily reflect those of us here at Faygoluvers.net. Some episodes may contain disturbing content. Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, y'all? This is Scottie D, and you're listening to the Faygoluvers Podcast. Whoop whoop.
Faygoluvers. Faygoluvers. Faygoluvers.
It's finally happened, ninjas. Welcome to the Faygoluvers Podcast. Hells yeah, this is episode number 1. I am Rosco, and I am just one of the news ninjas associated with Faygoluvers.net. And I'm just going to tell you really quickly the story of the podcast. So, I used to do another podcast, and I really wanted to get back into the podcasting game. And I have an extensive knowledge of Psychopathic Records, Magic Ninja Entertainment, and basically the whole underground scene. So I thought, why the fuck not do a podcast? So I asked Scotty about it. He said, make an episode, send it to me. If I like it, we'll get it posted up. So here we are, ninjas. Fingers crossed that you're hearing this shit, because if you're hearing this shit, that means it did go through and it did get released. So, fuck yeah. Just want to give you guys a little rundown of what the podcast is all about. So basically, we are Faygoluvers.net. So, of course, we're going to be reporting on a lot of the news, trying to get a lot of interviews for the podcast as well, and I'm also trying to get some ninjas to do some, some little segments or skits or reviews or something for the podcast. But as of right now, this episode anyway might be a little bit slim pickings, but I'll tell you, we do have some dope news articles that we're going to go over. And here, I'll just kind of give you a quick rundown of what we're going to go over today on the show, news-wise. So we have Big Hoodoo released Boom Boom Piggy as a music video. Brother Lynch Hung has a new album coming out. BBC Radio reported on the gathering of the Juggalos. There's a song called Toxic Fumes that's kind of, controversial right now. Skee announced the release date for his new album, My Filthy Spirit Bomb. A JCW superstar signed to WWE, which is some dope news. I cannot wait to report on that shit. Hobson has a new tour that's about to drop. And Twiztid has announced the release date for their new album, The Continuous Evolution of Life's Questions or Question Marks, however you want to say it. Should be dope. And of course, on this episode for our interview, who better to ask to come on and speak with than the one and only Scottie D. Fuck yeah. And you're going to be hearing that shit a little bit later on in the episode. If you want, you can just skip ahead if you don't want to listen to me talk. I don't fucking blame you. But if you want to just skip ahead to the interview, it's about halfway through the episode. And the shit is dope, man. Scottie D is a genuinely awesome motherfucker. I'm just going to say that right now for you ninjas who are maybe on the fence. And another thing is that Scottie D is a little bit of a mystery to a lot of ninjas. I mean, the only thing they really know about Scottie D is that he runs Faygoluvers and that he puts out some dope fucking interviews. So we're going to delve into the personal life of Scottie D just a little bit on this episode for you ninjas who are interested in listening to that. Fucking right. So yeah, before I just continue babbling on and on, we're just going to get into some news stories here on the Faygoluvers Podcast. Check it out, ninjas. Whoop!
2016, Willie fucking full effect. Dedicated cyber for life, yo. I got something to say. Rockin', sockin', bitches on my cock, and I mock and I box all the high school jocks. Got more spunk, I shoot a slam dunk right in your eye like George Clinton Funk. Gonna nut on your face when I go to your place. Like Nomi Malone, I shop at first 6, cause I'm jizzing till the AM. 6 in the morning, jizzing till the AM. 6 in the morning, jizzing till the AM. 6 in the morning, till I'm dry, cause Willie Fudge don't stop. 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. Violate my right. Finish boom boom piggy. Boom boom piggy. And take my
happened, ninjas? Our homie Big Hoodoo has released his music video for the track Boom Boom Piggy. It's fucking awesome. You can find that shit over on Psychopathic Records' YouTube page. And I think the video was released by Nick. I think that's what he was saying. Or not released by, it was directed by Nick. That's what he was saying in the Juggalo Show chat room. But either way, it's fucking dope, homies. Head on over to that YouTube page and check that shit out. Our homie, Brotha Lynch has took to his Facebook page to announce the title of his newest album, Kevlar, to not be released on Strange Music. Well, as far as we know, it's not to be released on Strange Music. I don't think it's been posted on any of Strange Music's social media pages. And as Scotty mentions in the Facebook post, there is no snake and bat logo found anywhere. So could Brotha Lynch not be signed to Strange Music anymore? Not sure, but either way, he's got that new shit coming out, Kevlar. I don't believe there's a release date yet, but either way, keep your eyes and ears peeled for more info on that shit coming soon. The BBC Radio 1 has released the radio portion of their World's Most Extreme Festivals, and this time they tackle the Gathering of the Juggalos. The shit is hosted by a ninja named Chris Stark, and if you watch the documentary or listen to it like I did, you'll see that this is a dope ninja. You know, he seems to fit right in with Juggalo culture. It's fucking awesome. So definitely check that shit out. We're gonna have a link to the video and a link to the radio portion of it, which the radio portion may not be available soon. It might not even be available by the time we post it, but we're still gonna post that shit up there. I also heard that there's like a YouTube video of the documentary, so if we can find that, we'll post that in the link notes as well. But for right now, let's just check out a sound clip of it.
I'm Chris Stark here in the USA for BBC Radio 1 Extreme Festivals. What is the most extreme thing you've seen at the festival?
When I cut my nipples off in 2013. Also stapled dollars to me.
Titties and music and psychedelic drugs.
There's a lot of midgets too.
Really?
Yeah. Like 12 yesterday.
You count them?
Yeah.
Can't imagine anything better than that. Well, better, I guess, but crazier, probably.
I'm on my way to America's biggest rap festival, the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Say things like whoop whoop to each other. That's like hello, whatever. Poop scoop, Fruit Loops, because everyone loves cereal.
Like, I've been up here for 2 months just partying all over the state that they're holding it in. And then when I came in, like, I'm definitely terrified right now.
It's the way to set it up, a kick to the face. Now, if I had it my way, I'd never leave. I'd fucking stay here 365 days a year.
So this is the best part of your year?
Yeah, this is the best part of my life.
You can do whatever you want. You can walk outside, you just tap butt naked, smoke a cigarette, no one gives a fuck. Because it's all family. I'm a juggalo.
So here's a news story that I kind of debated on whether or not I should mention it on the podcast, but it's kind of near and dear to my heart. And other people don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's a big deal to me. A few years back, Faygoluvers posted a song of the week titled Toxic Fumes, which was credited to the Insane Clown Posse. So a lot of people weren't even sure if this was a legit ICP song. The ninja the ninja like rapping the main parts of the song doesn't sound like Jay or Shaggy, so there was speculation it could be Greasy. I always thought it was John Kickchass. Well, this ninja DC Fago guy, which some of you juggalos have probably seen on YouTube, I guess he hit up Scotty to ask if it was a legit track. So Scotty took it upon himself to send a message over to Psychopathic Records, over to J-Webb, I believe it was, and he just wanted him to verify whether or not it was a real ICP song. Well, J-Webb took it straight to Violent J, and Violent J said that while it was a good attempt at a ripoff, it was not an ICP song. So, shit. We're going to post a link to that song in the show notes if you want to hear the entire song. But damn, homies, this fucking... And honestly, it breaks my heart because I always thought Toxic Fumes was like a dope ICP, a dope old school ICP track, and it ain't even fucking ICP. Alright, next. Alright, ninjas, some more dope news for that ass. Skee, our Magic Ninja homie, Skee, has announced via Facebook the release date for his new album, the album coming out on Magic Ninja Entertainment, My Filthy Spirit Bomb. The release date is December 2nd, and you can actually get your pre-orders for that shit on October 21st over at twistedshop.com. Check out the link in the show notes if you want to see the banner for yourself. And actually, while I'm here, I might as well mention that we here at Faygoluvers actually interviewed Gmo Skee, our homie Chad Karsten, which me and Scotty actually talk about that interview in our interview. We talk about the interview in our interview. Yeah, so if you haven't heard that yet, check out the show notes. We'll have the link to that entire interview, but if you want, you can actually listen to a sound clip of that shit right now. Check it out.
Very first question, can you define filthy in your own words?
Filthy or like filth, or like, you know what I mean? Because as far as my rap genre, like filth, I guess it's just my rap style. You know, it's what I bring to the table. I want it to be, when other people think about filth, I want them to think about Gmo. You know, like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, you don't take a shower and shit like that. It's just my rap style, which is, you know, I feel like my shit is horrorcore, but mixed with a little gangster rap, mixed with a little comedy, you know, and I call it filth. I don't want people to just be like, yo, he's a horrorcore rapper, you know what I mean? Or he's this type of rapper. You know, I call my shit filth.
Alright, ninjas, this is like the dope news of the day that I've been waiting to tell you about, even though I'm sure that a lot of you have already heard about this. Squared Circle Sirens has reported that JCW's one and only Crazy Mary Dobson has signed a deal with World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE. Fuck yeah. Hells yeah, man. This is like some dope news. Apparently, her official tryout was at the WWE Performance Center back in January of 2015. And clearly they liked her because, you know, she's fucking climbing that ladder, ninjas. I mean, it's awesome. You see a lot of WWE superstars come and perform for JCW. But how often do you see a JCW superstar, you know, move up the ranks so high that they are now working with the WWE? Man, that's so fucking dope. Congratulations, Mary Dobson. We wish you the best of luck, and, you know, fucking props, man. Fucking props. Our homie Hobson has announced the Savageville tour. Shit starting out on October 6th and running till November the 18th. And I guess we're hoping that this is just the beginning of the tour and that we're going to see more dates added later on because there's a lot of states he doesn't hit up. And there's like 6 dates alone in California. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears peeled for more on that. For a complete list of the dates that have been announced, you can hit up the link in the show notes and check that shit out. Whoop whoop, Hobson. And one final piece of news for you ninjas. Our homies Twiztid have announced the release date for their new album, The Continuous Evolution of Life's Question Marks. Is it the continuous evolution of life's questions, or the continuous evolution of life's question marks? I've actually heard Jamie Madrox call it the continuous evolution of life's question marks. I could be fucking wrong though, I could be talking out of my ass, maybe I just thought I heard him calling it that, but either way, it don't fucking matter. The release date is slated for January 27th, 2017, which for you ninjas that don't know, is actually exactly 2 years after The Darkness dropped. So yeah, it took him exactly 2 years to get this shit put out, but I have pretty high expectations for this shit. Pre-orders will be available on twistedshop.com on November 25th. And yeah, if you got the re-release of the Green Book, then you already know the release date for the album because, of course, it came as an inlay in the book. So, yeah, dope shit, ninjas. Looking forward to that shit. Alright, homies, we just have a quick commercial break that we're going to get to, and when we come back, we will be talking to the one and only President and CEO of Faygoluvers.net, our homie, Scottie D. Stick around.
Carnival of Carnage. The Ringmaster. The Riddle Box. The Great Malenko. The Amazing Jekyll Brothers.
Legends from the Dark Carnival. It's Insane Clown Posse's The First 6 box set. All 6 Joker's cards from the first deck, together for the first time in one devastating package with special bonus flavor only available in this collection, featuring a full-color booklet written by Violent J with never-before-seen photographs, also including the official deck of Joker's cards, a certificate of authenticity personally signed by Insane Clown Posse, and available nowhere else. The brand new ICP album, House of Wax. The legendary recordings that changed the world. It's Insane Clown Posse's The First 6. Available now at HatchetGear.com.
In 2003, Twiztid unleashed one of their most powerful albums, The Green Book. It's been out of press for over 4 years, and now Magic Ninja Entertainment is releasing it yet again with 2 brand new looks. Version 1. Head over to TwiztidShop.com now and pre-order your Twiztid Shop version on CD or vinyl. Version 2. Go to Amazon, FYE, Hastings, or wherever music is sold and pre-order your retail version on CD or vinyl. Each version comes with its own poster. Exclusive pre-order bundle packs are available at TwiztidShop.com. Bring the legend back in your hands where it belongs with Twiztid's re-release of The Green Book.
I'm just gonna fucking say it. We've been saying this announcement involves each and every one of you. It involves you. They call the Juggalo world a movement. Right? Well, let's move. Let's make a fucking move. Let's show, hold on. Let's show that this shit is not just about music. We fucking love each other. This is family. This is crazy. There's never been anything like the Juggalo family in the history of rock and roll. Alright? There's no fucking fights here. There's no fucking fights at the gathering. Where the fuck can you have 10,000 inebriated motherfuckers not fighting each other? If this was any other band, there'd be mad motherfucking violence popping off all over the fucking place. Not us. So here's what we're gonna do. This is what we need you. We fucking need you. We need everybody. Alright? In 2017, the weekend of September 17th, we need you. We're gonna do a fucking march on Washington.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is.
Ooh, wait a minute. Little buddy, come handle business. I'm dipping butter and spinach. I make a motherfucker fearless. You will now witness the illness. I'ma show you what.
Welcome back to the Faygoluvers Podcast. I am here with the one and only Scottie D. Scottie, how the hell are you?
Hey, what up, y'all? I'm doing good,
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the Faygoluvers Podcast. It does make sense having you on the show, considering, you are the president and CEO of Faygoluvers.net.
Well, thank you for the invite anyway.
Yeah, man. So, before we get started, do you want to just tell me a little bit about your background? What's Scottie D all about?
Oh, man. Where do you want me to start? I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. I went through junior high school, or whatever. I would consider myself a loser. I was a loner, had very few friends, but the friends that I did have were very close. And
a juggalo.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my close friends actually are the ones who found out about ICP and introduced me to this whole huge niche subculture that I'm a huge part of now. I'm a family man. I got a wife and a 5-year-old or almost 5-year-old son. I live in a suburb of Dallas now, and I I'm an IT guy by trade, so yeah, if you guys think that I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars on Faygoluvers, then you're sorely mistaken. So we make enough on advertising to almost pay the bills, so it's been a labor of love for the better part of 2 decades now.
Dope, man. You said you were in junior high when you got involved with it, or like when you started getting into it?
I was 16 when I first heard it, so I guess I would have been in 9th grade. So our 9th grade is actually still junior high here in the Dallas area. So I guess I would consider myself junior high, so like right around 96.
96, wow. So like just before Malenko came out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's when like the whole wave of people started coming in too. So you slid in there right before the the millions of juggalos started coming in and then sort of teetering out right after. But
well, after everybody knows the story about Dallas, about a psychopathic throwing a dart at a map of the United States and landing on Dallas. Well, a friend of mine's brother, one of my close friend's brother, was actually going to a high school where one of the Riddlebox vans stopped by and got one of the sampler tapes with Chicken Huntin' and the Riddlebox sampler on it. Showed it to his brother. My friend's name was Daniel, and he was like, "Man, you got to hear this." So it was one of those things where I heard it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool." But I was more into alternative and rock and all that stuff. I'm like, "That's cool," and it was a rockish song. It was a Chicken Huntin' Slaughterhouse mix. But I was like, "Okay, that's cool, whatever." And I didn't actually really get into it until a friend of mine months later lent me the Riddlebox, or the orange Riddlebox tape. I made a dub of it, and man, I played the shit out of it. In fact, I'm going off on a tangent, but I was going through my box of my giant box of Juggalo collectibles, and I actually found that tape, that dub tape of where it all started. So I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Oh wow, man!
Nostalgic moment there. 20-year-old Maxell tape. So.
Hells yeah, man! I found the Zug Island interview they did on the Riff in like 2001. I just found that on cassette too.
Oh, nice!
And you love finding little gems like that.
Absolutely.
Hells yeah! And that was the orange Riddlebox tape. That's the one that Violent J was talking about in the book. The one that he didn't think existed.
I believe that is the case. Was it orange or was that yellow? I think he might have said it was yellow.
Oh, was it?
I think so. But it was. I just remember distinctly because all the tapes that I had ever had at that point were, like the clear where you could see the tape inside, or like the off-white. I had never seen an orange one, so that was noticeable to me. It stood out to me.
Right. Oh. So okay. So just moving along. How did Faygoluvers? It used to be Faygoluvers.com, correct?
Right.
How did that all come about, and how did you get involved with that?
Okay, so back in '99 is when these kids, their names are Rick and Jeff. They live in a suburb of Detroit, and they started Faygoluvers, and it wasn't even a .com when they started. It was one of everybody back in the '90s had like GeoCities websites and Angel Fire sites and stuff like that. So they started it. They eventually made it into a .com, but it was one of those things where they had the skills and everything to make it look cool, but they weren't persistent, or I guess they weren't consistent with their news updates. They'd get remotivated, and then they'd post for a week, and then it would die off, and they'd go weeks without being updated. Well, at the time, I was posting on my own website, which was another free. It was ScottieD.freeservers.com, and so I had, but man, I was posting like every fucking day. It was, I was getting in. It was 20 or 30 hits a day. People were coming by, commenting or whatever. But it made me feel pretty cool that anybody cared what I was writing. So they saw that, they took notice of me and asked if I would join Faygoluvers. So I think I was actually getting more traffic than them at the time. So I'm like, well, yeah, but I want to kind of keep this thing up going because it's going pretty good. So on this free servers website. But no, so I eventually bit the bullet, went in and did Faygoluvers full time as a writer, and it came to a point where we we were getting so much traffic, and back in the late 90s, early 2000s, hosting was ridiculous expensive. And I was making, $7 or $8 an hour, working a warehouse gig. So it's not like I had, money falling out my ass at the time. So between me and 7 or 8 different people, I asked, okay, we need to all chip in about $10 a month to pay for the server. And it started out great. People were chipping in where they could, but I was eventually just eating the entire cost. So it was one of those things where I had to make a decision. Like, you guys want the kudos and all the cool things that come along with Faygoluvers, but you don't want to help chip in whenever on the shitty part, which is paying for it. So the people that paid stayed. The people that didn't, I had to kind of let go. And I ended up just eventually taking the reins on the whole thing. And that was back in around, 2002, 2003, something like that. Actually, It was around 2002 because we had our booth at the Gathering for 2002.
Wow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a ninja? His name actually was Faygoluver?
Yes, and that was Ricky. His name is Ricky, and he actually still lives and has a business in the Ann Arbor area. And funny enough, he has a t-shirt and printing company. He's the one that does our Faygoluvers jerseys.
Oh, wow.
And he actually, the company name, you guys should look him up if you're an artist or whatever. It's Ann Arbor Tees. He actually does a lot of Twiztid's merchandise now too. So.
Oh, dope! I'll actually post that in the show notes too.
Yeah, definitely.
For that. Awesome. So basically, they didn't want to pay for it, and it would have got shut down had Scottie D not have stepped in and said, I'll take this over.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, you gotta remember, I was in my early 20s at the time, and Faygoluver and Juggler Faygo was the other guy who actually started it. They were, I think I'm 5 years older than them, so they were still in their mid to late teens. So I mean, I understood, and this went on for several months, if not more than a year, of no payment, and so, the hosting, for as shitty as our host was back in the day, it was pushing $100 a month. So there wasn't anything that I could do other than kind of threaten to for them to not be a part of the site anymore, and it eventually just unfortunately came to that. Our first big traffic jump was when we posted, I don't know if you remember Real Player and Real Audio, but we posted a full-on streaming Real Audio version of Tales from the Lotus Pod.
I do remember that, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I was one of the people logging on and listening to that when it came
really?
out.
So
Hells yeah.
Yeah, so we got from the 2001 Gathering, which is in Toledo, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that was when the original was released, right? 2001?
2001, yeah.
Yeah, so we drove from Toledo to that suburb of Detroit where Faygoluver lived. He was still living with his mom. We put the CD, obviously I didn't have any computer equipment with me in 2001 at the Gathering, so we drove all the way there. He ripped the CD, he uploaded it, and man, it was like, it's nowhere near what we get today as far as traffic goes, but from what we were getting, people were like, holy shit, these guys have the audio. Nobody but people at the Gathering have it. So we unfortunately kind of bootlegged Tales from the Lotus Pod, but it wasn't anything that people were able to download or anything. We were careful with it, so
couldn't even get that shit on Napster yet.
Right, exactly.
So when those guys left, was there already sort of a crew that was involved, or was it just you running shit at that time?
So Faygoluver stayed around for a long time with it. Man, you're jogging my memory because we've had so many people that have come and gone over the past 17 years that I don't remember exactly who the first crew was. I mean, we've had people. There was a guy named Carney that was there for a long time. There was a guy named Kevin Dank that was there. Man, there's so many, but I don't remember who that initial Faygoluvers.com crew was, other than me and Faygoluver.
Okay. Well, what about more recently? Like, how did you get hooked up with ninjas like Chad Karsten and Punk Rock Juggalo?
Well, for long stints of time, I would have to go through and be the news guy myself. And I'm talking about while working full time, while going to college full time, and trying to keep Faygoluvers as being the latest and greatest for Juggalo news. So when I would see people post comments and whatnot consistently, I'd kind of just reach out and be like, hey, are you interested in being a part of the site? We'll start with Punk Rock Juggalo. He's a big part of our forums, and he would always post stuff in our forums as far as news bits goes. He would always be on top of it. I'd be like, damn, this guy consistently beats me to posting about stuff that we need to be posting about. So I reached out to him one day, and I don't remember exactly how long it's been, but it's been a couple of years since he's been there, and he's still my right hand man. Like he's always on top of shit, and I couldn't do it without him because life has gotten far more busy for me between work and raising a kid and and everything else. So it is good that I've got somebody between him and you as well to rely on.
Hells yeah, man. You know what? I know what you're talking about with Punk Rock Juggalo. When I was kind of new to the site, which I'm still new to the site, there's so many times I would send you a news story, and then by the time I emailed it to you, it was already posted up by Punk Rock Juggalo.
Right.
So many times I'd get home and something would get posted 30 seconds ago, and by the time I get to posting it, Punk Rock Juggalo's already got it up. So props to him.
He's fucking awesome, man.
But what about Chad Karsten? And to be honest with you, I wasn't too familiar with him until recently, until a lot of interviews have been popping up with him on it.
I'm trying to think of what my first interaction with Chad was. I know he would know, and it would probably kill him that I don't. But it seems like he reached out to me at some point about doing interviews. He's from Montana, but for whatever reason, Montana gets a lot of underground shows. I don't know if it's just that there's nothing else to do in Montana, so they all jump onto these concerts and whatnot. But he's always in the midst of everything, and that kid is an encyclopedia of hip hop. He's so unassuming that he would know all this shit about old school hip hop, new school hip hop, anything. But that kid knows his stuff, and I'm really, really honored that he's a part of our site because he wows some of the people that he interviews, and it's actually spurred a job with a magazine and working close with Sub Noise, and he's just killing the game right now.
Hells yeah, man! And I noticed that when listening to his interviews, it doesn't seem like it's like a scripted question or something that he just researched. It sounds like it's something he legitimately wants to know when he's asking the artist a question, which
Absolutely.
is bonus points for me.
Like, for instance, we just a few hours ago posted an interview with Gmo Skee, and as weird of a tangent as it was, Gmo Skee's new album named the Filthy Spirit Bomb.
Yep.
It's inspired by Dragon Ball Z. I don't know jack shit about Dragon Ball Z, but man, these interview questions, some of them that he asked were just like, well, we're getting real specific about Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, man, that is some crazy shit, and they kind of bonded over those questions. It was pretty cool. I mean, if he started spitting some Dragon Ball Z shit during an interview that I was conducting, I would have no clue what he was talking about. So
you and me both.
Yeah.
All right. Well, staying on that topic, when it comes to interviewing artists, specifically big name artists, so when Faygoluvers first came around, it was mostly just Psychopathic Records related news. I know you guys had a lot of underground news too that you would throw in there, right? Like maybe more Juggalo related, I'd say, than underground.
It was definitely more Juggalo related. Like I couldn't put a year on it when we started covering outside of the Juggalo spectrum, but
wasn't it when Tech 9 came in? Wasn't it? That's what it seemed like to me, anyways. Just as a spectator or somebody looking at the site.
I think one of the things that kind of happened was, obviously, Twiztid and ICP were together until 2012, but when other acts started kind of doing collaborations with ICP and Twiztid, we would start covering those artists, and any artists that Juggalos kind of took a liking to, or that were invited at the gathering and just seemed like they really got it, we would start covering. So, of course, Tech 9, that's when the Hobsons and the 3-6 stuff. We will occasionally post a Big Bone Thug story just because of their relationship with Psychopathic and Juggalos.
Oh fuck, man! I think any rap website should be posted about both.
Absolutely,
that's just my own opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just want to let you know, too, when I was younger, like, going on Faygoluvers, I was convinced that the reason Twiztid asked Tech to be on the Green Book was because y'all were posting about him. But I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I always told myself.
I have a feeling, and I know for one artist that we highly inspired Twiztid. Let me rewind a little bit. So basically, the artists that saw us posting about Tech 9, we kind of opened their eyes to them, to Tech. When we posted, what was that fucking music video? The Kung Fu Vampire Grinder. When we posted Grinder, I think Monoxide saw it on Faygoluvers, and then that's when he asked Kung Fu Vampire to be a part of whatever that tour was. I think it was in 2009 or 2010, something like that. That was absolutely inspired by a Faygoluvers post. So stuff like that, whenever I hear things like that, it's just fucking awesome to me, because I still consider us, small potatoes in the hip hop website game. I mean, if you're comparing us to like an all hip hop or a hip hop DX or whatever, but just the fact that we have that little bit of pull or that little bit of inspiration, it's a really cool feeling.
Oh man, I can imagine.
Yep.
Man, even just with me posting, man, if I see an artist like my post on the Facebook page, it's like, holy shit, I'm telling Iris all about it. I'm sure that'll go away. The longer I'm there, I'm sure I won't feel as excited about it, but to me it's still
I don't know, man. I still get, like I had I don't even know if I should be saying this. Violent J called me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to make sure that we're clear on something that was posted about it on the website." And I don't even remember what it was. It was, but it made it sound like, it had something to do with the Juggalo March, I believe. And he just wanted to make sure that we were clear that these artists were invited, but they had not said whether or not that they were going to be there. And I actually think it was one of your posts.
I was just gonna say, wasn't that my post?
Yeah, it was your post, and he called me about it.
Oh man, see, even you just telling me that is fucking dope to me.
Isn't that crazy? Right. So it was just kind of a funny thing, like, oh, Joe Bruce is calling me right now. Let's see what this is about.
Oh man, I couldn't even imagine, brother. Fuck. So you hit up the gathering this year, as you do every year.
Oh yeah.
And so how was that?
Man, it's so hard for me to say that one is better than another one, but this one was definitely up there in the top, probably 3 for me. The Wizard of the Hood coming to life was, as cliche as it might sound at this point, was just one of those things that you just never thought you were going to ever see come to life. Especially after years and years of both ICP and Twiztid saying, yeah, that probably won't ever happen. And it happened. And it was fucking phenomenal. Props to everybody involved from the costumes to the backing video. Talking to Jay briefly during that All-Star meet and greet, he was just so excited because, Jamie Paul, Blaze, and Shaggy, everybody was so 100% on, even during their practices. They said the backing vocals were pristine, like everybody just had their shit together, and they wanted to make it as fresh as possible for every juggler that was going to watch it. And it is coming out to DVDs to those who missed it. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be something that I'm for sure picking up.
Hells yeah, man! Something to add to the collection for sure.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for basically like putting all the important shit on live video. And I know you guys couldn't put like full performances, but you guys got up there with like the first few songs. Oh no, you guys put full performances, didn't you?
I think we only put a full performances up for like Green Jello. We did. But yeah, everything else was the first couple of songs, just because we didn't want to, push any limits or boundaries. Because Psychopathic is always awesome to us to even let us be up there, have the best seat in the house for the first 10 minutes. I mean, that's so fucking dope. I mean, even if we are quote unquote working, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So
hells yeah, man. And I was right there with you guys, like for all the seminar. Well, if I wasn't working, if I was home during the gathering and you guys had a live video up, I was watching it. I even watched that like hour and a half long Green Jello live video at 3 in the morning. When my girlfriend told me come to bed, I'm like, wait, something might happen here watching this. Yeah, hells yeah.
You saw me bouncing around with my big Faygo head duct tape bottle.
I could have, man. I don't know. I didn't really recognize most people in that video.
Yeah.
Just all the goofy shit they were wearing. But oh man, it was still the shit. Just getting off track, actually, a little bit. Just kind of delving into more of the personal life of Scottie D, if that's cool.
Sure.
You get home from work and you throw the TV on. You forget about Faygoluvers for a half hour. What are you putting on? What are you watching?
I don't get to watch a whole lot of TV, believe it or not, after I get home. And when I do get home, my son it pretty much takes over the TV, so it's usually Ninja Legos, or Ninjago is what it's called, or, one of those shows. But if I do, like last night, I started the show Stranger Things, and I got the first 2 episodes in, and I'm fucking hooked. So me and my wife are definitely going to sit down and watch the rest of that. I don't know if you've seen it at all.
I have, yes.
Oh, you have? Okay, so yeah, no spoilers or anything, because I've only seen the first 2 episodes. But
I won't say shit.
Yeah, Orange is the New Black. I'm a big fan of that. Breaking Bad was awesome.
Hells yeah.
A lot of these, drama series and stuff, I'm kind of into that. So, Walking Dead for sure. Love Walking Dead. So,
well, I'm on board with Breaking Bad and Stranger Things.
Yep.
Never really watched Walking Dead, and Orange is the New Black is my fiance's show.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was one of them deals where she was already halfway through the season, so I didn't jump in on it with her. But all right, what about films? What's the last movie that Scottie D went to see in the theaters?
Man, like I said, we rarely get any time for like date nights or whatever. So I think the last one we saw. Let me think about this. Shit, what was it? It obviously wasn't very memorable if I can't remember it. Oh, it was Captain America: The Civil War movie. That's the last one we saw in theaters. So, and I know that's already out on Blu-ray and all that shit. So I haven't seen any of the Superman versus Batman. I hadn't seen that yet. I hadn't seen Suicide Squad. I'm very behind on my films, so unfortunately.
Oh man, well that Batman Superman's my shit, and fuck everybody saying it sucks because it was awesome.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on it, but yeah, I'm still gonna give it my 2 hours.
Finally, CD. So you have a Discman. You're stranded on an island. It's one of them little islands with like the one tree from like the comics.
Right.
You got a Discman and you only have 3 CDs. What 3 CDs did you bring with you?
Oh man, great question. Well, the first one I'd have to say is Riddlebox, because that was what started it all for me in this whole Juggalo subculture. So it's got to be Riddlebox for sure. My second would probably be, as funny as it sounds, the self-titled Boston album from 1976.
Oh, dope!
I fucking love that album. Fuck it, what anybody says. I was raised on classic rock, like AC/DC, fucking Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin. But that Boston one, man, that is a feel-good album. If nobody's ever heard it, you should listen to it front to back. It's fucking awesome. And third, I would probably say one of the most underrated horrorcore albums, and probably my top, for sure top 5 horrorcore albums of all time, Half-Breed's Contamination. If you've never heard that album, it is just flawless from front to back.
Half-Breed's Contamination, eh?
Yes.
Huh.
Half-Breed Contamination. Contamination with a K.
Why do I have a feeling that's not on Spotify?
Probably not. I mean, I don't even know how many copies that were pressed, but I think it came out in 2000. Anybody that loves the horrorcore genre needs to listen to that album because it holds up today still. The ROC and Scraps.
I was just going to ask that. I was going to say I feel embarrassed working for an underground website because I knew ROC was in it, but I didn't know who else was in it.
Yeah,
so
Scraps.
Staying on the subject of music. So what's your opinion on all the new, did you get a chance to listen to all the new EPs coming out of Magic Ninja?
I did, for the most part. I did hear the best one, in my opinion, that came out at the Gathering was Blaze's Dead Vulture. And that's a slept on EP too, man. But I'm a huge Blaze mark, but whoever, I can't remember, he mentioned who he did or used for production there.
Charlie Beans.
There you go, yeah. And man, just fucking schooled it. I love that album, or that EP. I don't know what to say about Trapped. I really don't, man, because I know what Jamie and Paul have said. It was one of those things where they had a couple of hours left in the studio, so they wrote an EP basically of what's sounding popular today, I couldn't get through a full. I got through a full listen, but it's not something that I would actively put on my put on my iPod or my phone or whatever and listen to a lot. That's actually going to be one of my next time we speak, or next time we have an interview with them. I'm definitely going to ask them kind of what they were thinking and what they intended behind trap, because I don't know. I don't think that I'm in the minority when I say that I was listening in kind of a what the fuck,
Right.
So, what did you think about it?
Well, put it this way: my fiance, she's not really into the same music that I am, but we both walk around going "Makila" all the time now. Right. It's not that I'm kind of like you. It was very different. I almost thought it was like it was a joke CD or something.
That's kind of what I take it as, but it's still not something that I could sit there and bump all the time. So
right, but if they're trying to imitate like rappers of today, I still think they did a hell of a better job than a lot of the rappers that existed.
Sure,
though,
yeah. I mean, those guys are nothing but talented. I mean, they're pure talent. And that new single from the Evolution album is ridiculously fresh. So
I have not heard that yet, man.
I like the rock spin that they're putting on it. So yeah, you should definitely go check it out.
All right, Scottie D. Well, unless there's anything else you want to talk about, I think our half hour is pretty much up here.
Okay. Well, I hope I didn't ramble on too much. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I don't. I can't put my words together properly. So hopefully it was still interesting.
I would rather have you ramble on and carry the conversation than me ramble on and carry the conversation. So it all worked out in my eyes.
Good deal.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on the Faygoluvers Podcast.
Absolutely.
And you have yourself a great night.
All right. You too.
Mr. Too Dope, perhaps you would care to read for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the lyrics from your popular song, Blacken Your Eyes.
Filled your head with lead because I want you dead. Girly, girly bitch, you freaky, freaky bitch.
What could possibly be offensive about that? No, I mean, that's deplorable. Your songs drove my client's roommate to kill himself. Would that be an accurate statement?
Allow me to interject, please. We at Insane Clown Posse are very, very active in the community. We work with a number of local charities.
Yeah, like we read to dead people.
Sammy the Gerbil and his Muppet Adventure.
We also spit fire. Faygoluvers.
Well, that's it, y'all. The first episode of the Faygoluvers Podcast in the bag. I hope y'all liked it. I hope I did a good job. If I didn't do a good job, do me a favor, hit me up at Rosco at Faygoluvers.net and let me know that I suck. Or if you think that I did do a good job, also hit me up, Rosco at Faygoluvers.net, just so that my head can expand, a couple feet bigger. If you have any questions, comments, news, reviews, anything that you want to get on the show, hit me up, Rosco at Faygoluvers.net. And for any advertising inquiries, also hit me up, Rosco at Faygoluvers.net. That's like the fourth time I've mentioned my email address, so embed that shit in your brain. It's pretty easy to remember. Want to give a big shout out to our homie Scottie D, not only for letting me do this podcast, but also for coming on the podcast and talking to me. That was dope. And also, thanks for letting me just work on the site in general, man. This shit is dope. I feel like this is what I'm meant to do, honestly. Big shout out to our homie Chad Karsten, just for doing all of those interviews and just being the bomb all around. You might be hearing some of Chad Karsten on future episodes of the podcast, so fingers crossed. Another big shout out, of course, to our homie Punk Rock Juggalo, and I'm just giving him a shout out because he is the fucking shit. As Scotty mentioned in the interview, he's like his right hand man, and to me he feels like the backbone of Faygoluvers.net. But he's just the shit. That's all I can really say. He's just dope. One more props that I gotta shout out is to King Lucium. He's the ninja who actually did the intro music for the podcast and all the little backing music that you hear while we're talking. He put all that shit together, and he hooked it up for free. So we really appreciate that, Lucian. You are the shit, homie. Now, before we go, I just want to say that working with Faygoluvers has been fucking dope. Scotty allowing me to do basically anything I want to do for the website has also been fucking dope. As long as I keep it professional, I think we should be good. And as far as this podcast goes, I really hope that we can get to like episode 100 of this bitch. I'm really hoping that this shit goes on for a long time, and I'm really hoping that this becomes one of the most popular podcasts in the underground. That would be dope. However, you know, those might be some pipe dreams, but a ninja can dream. A ninja can dream. Alright, ninjas. Well, until next time on Faygoluvers, this is Rosco reminding you to keep an open mind. Peace.
Wanna straddle me, player haters wanna battle me, but I shed them all like calories. Prophecy preacher, lend your ear and I'll reach ya. And if you're willing to be taught, I'm a teacher. I'm not a people person. Truth is I can't stand too many people. So many fake the funk and perpetrate and call me evil. But evil is a harsh word. Tell the mockingbird that I said it. A man of my word, I won't regret it. If I let it get to me like it get to them, I'm no better. The same message over and over with different selling. Player hating is an art of a scandalous and shafty person. Some do it oh so well, I'll be damned if they don't rehearse it. Disperse it to people like me and you every day, and they expect the common man to turn his cheek and walk away. And now I pray for what end of the madness. No more sadness shall fall to my people that preside to be the fattest in all that they do and say, but overshadowed by a cloud turning night to day. It's so tremendous that you couldn't even walk away if you chose to. You even supposed to watch the ones you close to. Now that's insane. Tell me, will it change? I'm confused. Not a thing to lose. This shit is far from positive and sounds like the blues. Paying dues ain't the only part of duties that bestowed to the chosen. Spitting lyrics in the microphone and dodging player haters till my temper hit the ceiling. And this how they got a nigga feeling out of addition to reality. Bad or good, wrong or right. Believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul. My guides are close, head spinning and I don't know, it's just reality. Bad or good, wrong or right. Believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul. My guides are close, head spinning and I don't know.
One day, it's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm feeling so sick, one of my dogs passed and shit. I'm feeling like killing them all, but what's that solve? He still gonna be dead in the morning. Why take the fall? Inside, I'll be so mad I'm finna burst. Instead of Chevys, my homies rolling in the back of a hearse. You know it's worse, it's too hard to cope with some days. Murderous ways leaving me shaking in the days. Comatose, completely toe up. Nerves be so bad, I wanna throw up. I'm about to blow up in a rage. I need to talk, nobody wanna listen. On the corner, murder mind, stay conditioned. Overload, pull the trigger. Stress got the best of suicide. Pour out some liquor, another grave nigga gets paid. Digging our grave for senseless ways. Keep to ourselves and stay paid. All of my dogs can't die. I visit the sky and reminisce when I'm high. I'm never gonna lie, I got love for my peoples. Dead or alive, but we can smoke out in the ride. In my memory,
reality, bad and good, wrong or right. Believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul. My eyes are closed, head spinning and I don't know, it's just reality. Bad or good, wrong or right. Believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul. My eyes are closed, head spinning and I don't know. A masterpiece, dedicated and downrighters. Keep it in your clique, fuck the outsiders. People hating on everything and everything's the same. Everybody is a player and life is a silly game. It's a damn shame that he died 11 years today. I wonder if he know I'm doing straight. Could you tell him something if you see my pops before I do? Let him know that he's remembered by my crew. And every day, in my mind, any place, any time, looking in the sky for the seventh sign.
I walk around, nobody knows what I do. Ceiling facing date rapes as my body transcends through this portal of light. Smoking blunts, wrong in my rights. I live for the night because I melt in the light, completely out of sight. For facts so unknown, so grotesque, never stated on microphone. So alone in this fucked up world, it sucks dick. Everybody got a problem with something you can bet. I'll be the last one, more like the last dragon of sorts to ever let this world contort. The way of thinking is so essential. It gives us all the potential to take over the world and our mental. If I can't live my life the way I wanna live my life, then why can't I die? Why can't I die? My rendition of reality, bad or good, wrong or right, believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul, my eyes are closed, head spinning and I don't know, it's just reality. Bad or good, wrong or right, believe in me and I believe in you and everything's tight. Reality is a fragment inside my soul, my eyes are closed, head spinning and I don't know, 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 and I don't know.
I bought this USB handset like 10 years ago. Somebody, when I was trying to do, I had a really bad experience with this little Radio Shack recorder that recorded your landline stuff, and I was recording a Violent J interview in 2006, and the audio was just piss poor, and I was like, I was so upset by it because, it was our first interview with ICP or with Violent J, so yeah, that was like, okay, I gotta figure out a better way to do this.